Woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Do-do-do. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Da-na-na-na. I remember when we used to sit in a government yard in Trenchtown, observing the hypocrites and all the good people we meet. Ta-na-na, no woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Ta-na-na-na-na. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Hey guys, welcome into the live. Welcome into the live. Welcome into the live. Welcome into the live. Welcome into the live, guys. So this is your girl Trev from Trevessence, and tonight we are going to be talking. You know, it's the month of October. It's the best month of the year. It is my month, and yes, in the month of October is when we recognize the people who are struggling with breast cancer, and also the month when we recognize domestic violence. That's when domestic violence is highlighted the most during the month of October. It's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. It's a time for us to, it's not just in the month of October, but every month of the year, we should be taking precautions to preserve ourselves from domestic. God, what's up, sis? How you doing? Good to see you, my darling. Yeah, to preserve ourselves from domestic violence, to encourage ourselves to be deliberate in our own conviction of not perpetrating violence onto anybody, but particularly your partner, whether you are married or it's just your civil partner, whatever the case may be, whatever circumstance you are in, just to not perpetrate violence. Some people I know have psychological issues, they have intellectual imbalances, emotional imbalances, all kinds of problems can contribute to people perpetrating violence. I mean, some people can't help themselves. We see like children throw things, they throw tantrums, they fall on the ground, they smash things, they do just the most unheard of stuff. And they call it, some people just say, oh, it's just a child, he's just having a moment, she's just having a moment. I see online all the time, they show little kids, 2 years old, throwing things, breaking things, throwing tantrums. And mommy and daddy are like, oh, he'll snap out of it. If any of my 5+3 could I ever try that mess, they will snap out of it, all right? They will snap out of it. I mean, immediately. I mean, right then and there. I do not care how emotionally disturbed you are. If you have not enough emotional intelligence to control yourself, you feel like you must fight, you must carry on and break things and hit people, and you got a problem. You got a problem. And that kind of behavior shouldn't be tolerated, because when you tolerate those behaviors from children, they grow up to be the same way. They just think that there are no consequences for their actions, and then they just do what they like. They just break things. I see kids going to school Teacher talk to them and they don't like what the teacher say to them. And their response is to just start breaking everything in the classroom. They just start throwing things and mashing things. Certainly, certainly not in my presence. Certainly not. And parents laugh and say, hey, kiki. Oh, he will stop, oh, he will get over. Instead of nipping it in the bud right away and making sure that that behavior does not persist. But they laugh and they find excuses and, they cheer the show, they laugh, pat them on the shoulder, act like it's nothing. And then when the child reaches 10 years old and the child starts to escalate the behavior, because now they are bigger, now they are stronger. So now they start to perpetrate the violence against younger children. Their siblings who are younger, the younger playmates, they start to perpetrate this violence. And then the parents find some other excuse that is supposed to fit the child at 10 years old. And then when the child gets to 15 years old, the same behavior that was not corrected at 2 years old is the same behavior this child is exhibiting at 15 years old, just in a different fashion. Now he's really stronger. Now he's going to school, teacher talk to him, he's raising hand, he's raising voice. His classmates, he's pulling hair, he's throwing things, he's smashing chairs. He's acting like a total jerk in school. And the next thing you know, he walks into the classroom one day with you know what and do you know what. And the parents are left saying, oh, he was such a good child. No, he wasn't. And you knew he wasn't. And you knew that he started this destructive behavior at an early age. At an age when you could curb him. At an age when you could stand up and redirect him and say, listen, this is not how you handle your frustration. This is not what you do. Instead, you laugh, he will grow out of it. Crackers, where crackers are going, Merry Christmas. I guess you're living up to your name, ain't you? You really are crackers. You're really living up to your name. Albert Miranda is in the house. Como está, mi amor? How are you doing? Bienvenida, mi amor, Albert. Albert is in the house, my friends. Yes, guys. So we are talking about domestic violence. How has it affected you? Have you ever experienced it? Has it had a long-lasting effect on you, on your personality, on your disposition, on the way you deal with other people? How has domestic violence affected you? Because I know that a lot of people are embarrassed. They're ashamed to say, they have experienced domestic violence. A lot of people don't want to say, because it can be very, very embarrassing for people to say, oh, I've been a victim of domestic violence before, this man hit me, or, a lot of people are embarrassed to say it. Some people are not. I'm not embarrassed because I'm not going to feel guilty for something that somebody else did. No. Trust me. I have been the victim of domestic violence. I remember one time I had a conversation. I was having a conversation with my boyfriend at the time. It was many years ago. And I simply said to him, some of you may have heard me talk about this before. And I simply said to him, I could put a Jamaican flag in the front of the car. On the rearview mirror where they put that thing. And he was driving and I was sitting beside him, and I said, I need to get one of those Jamaican flags to just put in the front of the car. And he goes, why? Why do you need a flag to put in the front of the car? I'm like, well, it's just national pride. It's not anything too serious. Lots of people have those little danglers and, whatever it is that represents their country, either on their license plate or dangling in the front of their car or something. I didn't see it was a big deal. And then he started to go off and talk some nonsense about, so when you put it on the car and you drive through some bad neighborhoods in Miami and somebody say, oh, it was a red Isuzu rodeo and the police come looking. And I'm like, where you going with this? Because I'm not a criminal. I'm not hiding from the police. If somebody tells the police that there was a shooting going on, it surely won't go and be coming from my car. That's for sure. But when the police do their investigation, they will find out. I'm like, what you're saying is just absolutely ridiculous. Who tell me for say so? And the man shot me at ears and blow right in the corner of my ears or so. One lick in my ears. I swear, I tell y'all guys that sometimes when you hear me talk loud, I'm convinced I'm not ear to that ears here. I'm convinced I don't hear out of these ears too well. And that's the only thing I can attribute it to. So if you hear me talk loud, you just remind me, please, say me talk loud. But it's because I can't hear myself. That's why. I'm going to tell you, so the man shot me at ears as you see, brother. Right in the corner of my ears, you say, no, man. Oh, my God. But when they say, like, your hand in a lion mouth, you take time dry it out. Them time them dip on the land. Don't know which direction to go. Like a ship without a sail. I may have to just say, Lord Jesus, all I could have done is sit down and cry. All I could do was bawl. Because me can't fight him. Me can't fight this big strong man. And all me could have do is sit down and cry. My ears ring for days. My ears ring. I mean, I say, like, seriously? Them something here? And that is when I made a pledge. I said, never, never. If a man raise his hand and put it on me, it is going to be, God, what him going to have after that? 1.5. 1.5 hands. Right, God? I tell you. So, domestic violence, I can tell you all, guys, that domestic violence has affected me in that way. But I know there are lots of people who have been affected even more seriously than just that. There are children who are permanently scarred, permanently damaged, just because of domestic violence, where they're seeing their parents, fighting all the time. Walrich, my brother, is in the house. Walrich, what's up? How are you doing, my love? Good to see you, Walrich. Yeah, Walrich, me see you moving on to the promised land. Guys, Walrich is on his way to the promised land. Walrich is at 800 and something. Guys, don't forget that if you're not yet connected with Walrich, you need to go on over and connect with my brother Walrich. Yes. Let me see, what card, what them clock there for? What are those clocks for, card? Talk to me. What are those clocks for? Me not understand it. All right, I know you will tell me later on. Yeah, guys. So as we talk about domestic violence, you know that domestic violence it can affect you no matter how young you are. Even if you are not the person getting hit, it can affect you for you just being in close proximity. I tell you, let me tell you something, sis. Anybody raise them hand to me outside of a loving fashion, any domestic partner that I lose my mind and have again, and they raise their hand, believe me, God, make sure you have my bail money. Because it ain't gonna be nice. I refuse. I'm never going to do that. Ever again. I don't care what. I will never sit down in a relationship. Ever. Ever again with somebody who is physically abusive. And the funny thing about it is not like that individual was consistently abusive. But after that time, it started to become like a pattern. Oh, the clock, one long and one short. And now I get it. Now I get it. Like the clock, one long and one. I saw me slow sometimes. So me slow to catch on sometimes. But that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. And so I feel so hurt most of the times, all the times at least, when I see a sister, going through the turmoil of being in a relationship with somebody who is abusive, physically abusive. When you see people with bruises and scars, when you see people coming to the hospital, Arlie says that man who is going to raise his hand and put it on me, no born yet. So what happened, Arlie? You plan to be a cougar? If him not born, if him not born, if him not born yet, Arlie, what are gonna be mean? You're gonna be a cougar? How about H.M. listening to you, Miss Bad Girl? You're well, Rich. What? Crackers, how you doing? How you doing? Who you laughing at now? You laughing at Carl because you should go make that man into a clock, a long hand and a short hand. Oh my gosh, God is not easy. Yeah, so if already said the man isn't born yet, so if the man born next year, 20 years from now, when he's an adult, Arlie, Arlie gonna be the 70-year-old cougar. Oh my gosh. Look at Crackers. Crackers said, "God, that's a good one." It really is. That only God could come up with something like that. All right. While Rich is asking Arlie, how you doing? How you doing? All right. So guys, I'm saying I know that it is not across the board where everybody's situation and everybody's circumstance is not the same. It's not like you and I are going to be in the same situation. Your situation might be completely different. You might be with somebody who is maybe petitioning for you. And if you're with somebody who is petitioning for you and the person starts to physically abuse you, just so you know, if you're in a relationship and the person is supposed to be petitioning for you and that person is abusing you physically, that's your VAWA right there. And that is where you can go to the authorities and report that person, get your police report, and be able to continue with your immigration proceedings without that person's help. Once they put their hand on you, you don't need their help anymore. File your police report. And about to make them sweet mouth you into dropping the case. This is one thing, guys. As I said, I wasn't going to talk about it yet, but let me talk about it now. There is this pattern. There is this pattern by us women. As soon as we file the police report and the man starts to sweet you up and dangle a little bit of sweetness in front of you, and him never mean it, and Lord, when him lock him up, no, him gonna lose him job, and him go this, and him go this, and him go that, and all of these other things. That is not your problem anymore. Stop dropping the cases. Stop refusing to prosecute these men. Prosecute them. Prosecute them. Protect yourself and prosecute them. If it means that you will have to pack up your things and run by night, pack up your things, run by night. Sometimes you don't even know where you're going, but pack up your things and run. but prosecute them. Too many women have been victims of domestic violence, and then they turn around and drop the charges because they feel sorry for these men, and they don't want the men to go to prison, and they want help with the children. So they drop the charge, and next thing you know, the man take their 3 points. That lady, Miss Hudson, last week, the man been beating the daylights out of her the whole time. Crackers were gone. I just well, we say love laugh after Crackers' name. AG is in the house. Blessings, my brother. Blessings. Yeah, so I don't know how many of you saw that article, that video online. That young lady was married to this man. They had 3 kids together. And this man been beating the daylights out of her all the time. Last week, he beat her to a pulp. The video camera in the house captured the whole thing. She posted it online because she'd been going to the police over and over, and the police have done nothing for this lady. They arrested the man, they let him out. The man took the woman's 3 points. The woman, can you imagine as a woman, you're walking around. You're not a cop, you're not a soldier, but you are walking around wearing a bulletproof vest because the father of your children, the man who swears he's going to love you and protect you, and the man who you love, the man who you slept with, put your head on the same pillow, you are afraid that this man will take your 3 points. So you walk around wearing a bulletproof vest. And not even the bulletproof vest could save her, because that man laid in wait for that woman and took her 3 points in front of their 3 children. Now he's on the run. I haven't seen an update yet as to whether or not they have caught him. But isn't that just sad? And what's even worse is that a lot of women are living that woman's reality, but they are living behind a cloud of shame and fear. And I just want to implore the men, because too many times we talk about the victims and what they have endured. But what about our men? The men who are supposed to love and care and protect us, ensure that we are safe. We are afraid of them. We are afraid of them because they are out of control. Men don't want to get hurt. Men act like they're the only ones with feelings. So they'll go out and they'll cheat on you. They will, play down another woman calling you and disrespecting you and all of that. And they will play it down because they're having their cake and they're eating it and they're having a grand old time. Just like that. They're having a grand old time off of your pain. Let you go out there and do the same thing. It becomes World War III. They become so unhinged, so mad, that nothing can control them. Why? Why, guys? Why? What is it about you? Hey, Winsome, how are you doing, sister? What is it about our boys that are growing up to be these angry, emotionally unstable men? Why? I know a lot of households have been, we particularly us, we have lost a lot of our strong fathers to incarceration. We have lost a lot of them to the bullets. We have lost a lot of good men who have not been there to raise their children for one reason or the other. And because of that, a lot of single parent households have been created. Mothers have to go to work. Children are left up to sort of raise themselves, and gangs, and there's no structure. There's nobody there to help these young men, to help these boys to deal with their emotions appropriately. There is nobody there to help them to channel their energies in a positive direction. So they just grow like wild and tired. And they just do whatever. And when they become men, it's the same attitude. It's like they cannot deal with stress. So one thing starts going awry and they just destroy everything else. They have a financial problem at home between them and their partner. And the next thing you know, they take the partner's life, take their life, take the dog, take the kids. Why? Women go through the same kinds of stress because when we don't have money, we are stressed. When we can't take care of our children, we are stressed. When you are cheating on us, we are stressed. When you do whatever you do, silent treatment, disrespect, all those things, we are stressed. But we don't do the things that y'all do. We don't do that. We don't go around and just eliminate everybody permanently, eliminate the dog, No, it's on a very, very rare occasion that you will find a woman. I can't even remember of one case in recent history where a woman did something like that. But every single day, and I'm talking about every single day, I read an article or I hear a story of a man committing that kind of atrocity towards his family, taking out his children, taking out his spouse, taking out even himself. So many times we have heard that, so many times. And so I believe it is time for the conversations to go from the victims to the perpetrators. Because as victims of domestic violence, we have heard it all. You all have talked about us. You all have just beaten us down into the ground, basically, in trying to make us understand why you are worth more than having a man beat on you. You are worth more, sis. You need some self-love. You can't stay in that relationship and all of this. And we go on and on and talk to the victims about what they should do and what they should do, and they shouldn't put up with this. But what about the perpetrators? Where is the conversation with them? How are we raising our boys? How are we treating our boys? Don't tell our boys to go sit down, yeah, boy, pitney. Tappy balling. No. Boys have emotions too. And they should be allowed to express themselves. And if expressing themselves means that they might cry, then that is okay. They should be allowed to cry. Because when you tell them they shouldn't cry, go and go sit down. Yeah, boy, pitney, we are ball so far. Yeah, girl, pitney. When we treat them like that, they grow up believing that crying is not a way that they should express themselves, because crying is a sign of weakness. But when you want to show that you're not weak, you're strong, you're doggone, yes, then that is when you commit these atrocities, because this is how you are going to feed that hungry ego of yours. We must allow our boys to express themselves. Leave them alone, let them cry. Redirect them, just like you would want to redirect your daughters. You would want to say to your daughters, it is not appropriate for you to do X, Y, Z. You should be able to say to your sons, it is not appropriate. I notice that a lot of parents allow the boys to get away with stuff that the girls don't get away with. Boys get to walk out, go okay, just go and come back when the sun is down. Girls gotta stay. They gotta, go wash the dishes. Oh, go to your room. Go read a book. Why aren't the boys being encouraged to do the same? Go to your room, fix your room, do the dishes, read a book. I know it's a cultural thing where we are always looking at the boys to be stronger, and with that strength that we keep pouring into them, we expect them to maintain themselves emotionally, not understanding that they need assistance as well. Your daughter cries and you hush her and you say, okay, it is all right. It is all right. When you're ready, come and talk to me about it. We'll find a solution. Your son cries. Are we a ball so far? Yeah, girl, Pitney, suck it up. Deal with it. And at that time, that is when your son needs that hug. That's when that boy needs to be sat down and spoken to. That is when that boy needs somebody who is going to help him deal with the emotion, because all that is going on right now is he's just in rage because he cannot find a suitable solution for the problem that he has going on right now. And here you are telling this kid, go sit down, go suck it up. Yeah, boy, Pitney, me no want a bally boy Pitney around me. Tappy balling. Yeah, girl, Pitney. We should not invalidate our boys like that. We should not invalidate their emotions like that. Because when we do that, we believe it or not, we are creating monsters. We create monsters when we do that. Because these boys grow up to be men and they can't control their emotions because they were not allowed to deal with it appropriately when they were children. And trust and believe me, more times than not, they are going to have a girlfriend, a wife, and children. And if they never learn to control their emotions when they were children, how are they going to control it now that they are grown men? They won't be able to. And because of that, our daughters who date them and marry them and have kids by them end up paying the price. And oftentimes, it's the ultimate price. Blessed One is in the house. How are you doing, Blessed One? So good to see you, my love. Guys, look, come on in the chat. If you have not yet hit the like button, guys, hit the like button, share the stream, invite your friends and friends to come on over into the chat. If you have not yet hit the subscribe button, now is a good time to do so. What are you waiting for? Wanna love hang me out for dry? Hit the subscribe button, not for all, not going to be y'all, not, So hit the like button is not going to electrocute you all, guys. So please, if you're not do it yet, do it now. Oh, me not have no emotion, Trev. Bad man no cry. Oh my God. Well, Rich, you're not easy. Well, Rich still comes in have no emotion. Bad man no cry. Well, you see, that is the thing. They keep saying, oh, yeah, boy Pitney. They don't want you to cry. They don't want you to show your emotions because they're going to claim that it's a sign of weakness. Crying is not a sign of weakness. Me, I don't like to cry just because whenever I start crying, it's once the situation is disturbing enough, it affects my psyche. Imagine I start crying on top of that. I'm not going to do nothing crazy, not going to hit people and all of that, but I just go blank, like crying. I focus more on the tears and the snot and not think so straight. So I don't like to cry. I do cry sometimes, but crying is not my thing. I will myself for as long as possible not to shed one tear, especially if I'm in a situation where if I'm in a situation, is that a bug? I don't know what it is that's flying around. What is it? As long as I thought it was a wasp. I don't know why it don't look like something that will bite. But anyway, as I was saying, if I'm in a situation where somebody's trying to, I'm gonna say it just like it is. If I'm in a situation where somebody's trying to exert some kind of dominance or trying to behave as though, you know, they want to make me feel small, they want to exert some kind of authority to say, oh, they are the big boss or they're, I will never shed a tear. Because I'm not begging you for your mercy. I'm not begging you for your pity. So I would never shed a tear. I won't be disrespectful, but in my heart, I could tell you, go yourself. In my heart, that's what I say. It's the truth. In my heart, that's what I say. In my mind, that's what I say. And when I look at you and I blink my eyes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But I'm not going to say it out loud. And I'm not going to shed a tear for fear that shedding one tear is going to make you believe that I have finally surrendered or I have caved in. No, I ain't. No, I ain't. Yes, Arlie. Anybody who wants to control, gone. Yes, gone. No controlling men. And I don't know, guys. I am always going to say men because the majority of domestic violence is perpetrated by men. Hands down, no questions about it. I keep hearing a lot of men saying, oh, women are violent too, and women beat them up. You are the stronger gender. If a woman hits you, you should do the same thing that you would do, that she would do if you hit her. Because nobody should be putting their hands on anybody unless it's in a loving fashion. But nobody should be raising their hand. People, don't do that. Nobody should be raising their hands and laying it on other people. If you have a disagreement and you cannot resolve the issue amicably, somebody have to call a truce. Somebody have to just walk away and leave it alone. Somebody have to make up their mind to just take the loss. But hitting, fighting, people think you're pulling each other's ear and carrying on like hooligans. No. No. Trev, really? Man get beaten? Crackers. I have heard woman run me down. And what you do? And what did you do, Crackers? What did you do, Crackers? You run? It's not even funny. It's just the way you say it. It's just the way you say it. But we are running down with knife. But that is crazy. Very crazy. And it's a good thing you ran because, you know, some men would have stood up there and start a big old drop down, draw down, and somebody go to the hospital and somebody go to the graveyard, or they both go to the graveyard or something. So it's a good thing that you ran. I don't condone violence in no way, shape, or form. Sudanese in the house, how are you doing, my love? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Keep your hands in your pocket and your feet in your shoes. Exactly, Cad. Exactly. No raising of the hand, no hitting. Cracker say, take what me say. No, Cracker, I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you. Cracker said, take away himself. Once the woman start run off time with knife. Yes, that's what you have to do. Sometimes you have to give up your right for peace sake and take away yourself out of that vulnerable situation. Because when you're going to stand up in that situation and claim that you are going to be the bad one, you might end up being the one getting felled. You know, violence is something I can't deal with. Me personally, I don't deal with violence. I cannot deal with violence. You're going to raise your hands, you're going to raise your feet, you're going to raise your voice, you're going to carry on, act a fool, you're going to belittle me, you're going to make me feel small, you're going to give me the silent treatment, you're going to talk down to me, you're going to do all manner of evil. I have graduated, not in my house, not in the home where I'm supposed to have the most peace. If I go to work and I don't like somebody, I don't have to talk to you. Unless it has something to do with a patient. Other than that, I don't have to say hello. I don't have to talk to you. We ain't got nothing to talk about. No. You are a nasty, mean person. You are not my friend. You are not a good human being. I only talk to you when I need to. Only because of the environment I'm in. But outside of that, if I pass you at Walmart, I would not say hello. Nope. I go mind my business. That's just me, and that's it. But in my home, where I'm supposed to be able to be happy, Christine is in the place. Hello, Christine. How are you doing? Exactly. Sit down. It's a big red flag. Exactly. In my home, where I'm supposed to be at peace. In my home, where I can come home, sit on the couch, be comfortable. I can get up, get me a glass of water. Whoever is sharing the household with me, we can sit and chat and laugh. And if you have any differences, we can reconcile the differences and move. In my home is where I expect to have that kind of peace. In my home is where I expect to have that kind of peace. And if I am not having that kind of peace in my home, somebody's got to go. Somebody's got to go. It ain't going to happen. I have resigned. And in this, my Jubilee year, I have made that perfectly clear to myself and the powers that be. Nobody, and when I say nobody, I mean nobody will ever be given that authority, that permission ever again to make me uncomfortable where I dwell. Nobody. Not under my roof. And I know there are lots of women who are out there struggling. They cannot speak. They are deathly afraid of the man they love. Deathly afraid of the man who they sleep next to every night. They are deathly afraid that one day they are going to be slain by this person. But they get up every day, they get up, they get dressed, they get going, get out, get going, and get on with life like nothing happened. Man come home drunk, beat you into tomorrow, beat you into next year. You use makeup, you use dark glasses, you use long sleeve, you use turtleneck, whatever it is, to cover the bruises, to cover the scars. And then you carry on with life like nothing happened. And this man sit there feeling good, knowing that you are covering for him. You are not going to call the authorities. You're not going to let anybody know. Because, oh yeah, you are a good woman. You're a good woman because you're covering for him. Look how that would make me not a good woman now. Because I would not be covering for anybody. I would not. Exactly. That's a good man. No. And it's about time that more of us as women start calling out these men for who they are. And I know a lot of times when you say you're going to leave a relationship, that is the time when it becomes more dangerous. So now say it. Don't say you leave him. Plan very strategically. If you know that he might go in your phone, when you send the messages and receive the messages, you delete them right away. Delete them right away. Don't let him know where you're going. If you're in America, America is so big. Be prepared to start over. Be prepared to run. I know a lot of us women don't like to start over, you know, and we don't like to run. We don't like to start over because, guys, may I tell you, say start over. Starting over is a hell of a thing. I was in this very same house here. I was in this house, tormented day and night for 17 months. For 17 months, tormented day and night. Cried night and day. And the one thing that haunted me the most was starting over. And I kept beating on myself and saying, I don't want to have to start over. I don't want to start over. I don't want to start over. But starting over is the only way that you're going to find yourself. Starting over, guys. That's the only way you are going to flourish. Get rid of the baggage. Left the man, run away, go far away. Start all over with just a suit on your back. Everything is nice and fresh. Start over. Don't be afraid to start over. Run away, far, far away. Don't go to your family, might come looking. And especially those men who have a propensity for violence, run. Sometimes you have to run and leave the house, make it look like you soon come back. Give you enough time to put space, to put distance between you and him. Don't take your favorite pocketbook. Don't take your favorite clothes, no. Just take off with nothing. With nothing. Just make sure you have enough money to pay for a motel for a few days. And a lot of women cannot do this kind of running because they are not self-sustaining. They do not know how their next bread is going to come without this man. And that is why I implore women all the time. I say to women, if you're not yet self-sustaining, start working on it. Because I think every woman must be able to care for herself. Every woman must be able to put her own food on the table. Because oftentimes women stay in these relationships only because they are financially dependent on the perpetrator of the violence. And when you are tied to somebody's pockets like that, they use that money to control you. So you can't move. You can't go anywhere because where are you going to go without me? I control the bank account. It's not like you can go in the bank and take $100 as you like. You got to give me, I got to know what you're taking it for, what you plan on doing with it. So I'm going to have to create some lies or something. So when you are tied to a man's pocket, then he has all the control. And trust me, the messy, nasty, dirty men will use that control to their advantage until thy kingdom come. And that is why a lot of women stay in these relationships for years and years and years and just can't get out. It's like a revolving door. They just keep going round and round. They can't get out. They can't get out. Because if they get out, how are they going to care for themselves? Maya is in there. Hey Maya, how are you doing, my love? How are you doing? So good to see you, my darling. So good to see you. Yes, so we are here talking about domestic violence. Since it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we are talking a lot about domestic violence. I don't know if any of you here have ever experienced domestic violence. It is not something nice. It is not something that I would wish on my worst enemy. And domestic violence does not have to be hitting. It does not have to involve you having scars on your body to prove it. People calling you out of your name. Yes, people can abuse you financially. As I was saying a while ago, where they don't give you access to money. You have to always be asking them for money. You know the meaning and the grading that is? I want some money to go get me some feminine products. And I gotta ask you for the money. Are you gonna ask me what I need it for? Oh, I need it to go buy my monthly feminine products. Like, what? You know how demeaning that is? How belittling that is? That a woman have to be asking a man for money to take care of herself because he wants to make sure he controls the relationship and he controls all the finances so she can't go anywhere. She's totally depending on him. No. That is why I love my own money. Exactly, Aurelie. That is why I love my own money because me not like nobody take step on me. You're not gonna take step on me because I have to depend on you for money. Hey, Katunina, it ain't gonna happen. No, no, no. It's not going to happen. And people into the household and they treat you like you are not there. They come in the house, they walk past you. No hello, no nothing. It's not like we are strangers on walking through the aisles of Walmart. We're under the same roof. We are eating from the same pot. We are supposed to be sharing and caring for each other, but you walking past me not saying hello. You giving me the silent treatment. I'm in the house and I'm walking on eggshells. I don't know if I should say yay or nay to you. I don't know what to say to you. I don't know even if I say hello, if that's going to kick you, that's going to trigger you off. You're just waiting for me to say something. You're just waiting for me to do something you don't like so you can tell me about myself. And that sort of thing. No. Who wants to live like that? Nobody wants to live like that, and nobody should be subjected to that kind of treatment. But unfortunately, a lot of women, not just women, men too, endure that kind of treatment in their homes from their partners, from wives and husbands, and girlfriends and boyfriends. They experience that kind of treatment. And it is not good. If the relationship is not working, leave. That's what I say. If you are looking for a relationship in which your partner does whatever, you set out your criteria of what you want your partner to be able to do. And if your partner cannot fulfill those expectations, leave the relationship. Keep going. Don't stay in the relationship, give the partner the silent treatment. Every day you all get up, you are fighting, neighbors hearing you hitting each other, neighbors hearing you quarreling, calling each other out the name. Like, oh, what in the get a fabulousness is going on there? No, none of that. And the next thing you know, you are both in the news. Somebody has taken somebody's 3 points and somebody else is left in the street. No, no. So, guys, if you all have ever experienced domestic violence, if you all have never experienced domestic violence, you may not be able to relate to what we are talking about. But those of us who have experienced domestic violence know that it's only a matter of time. After that experience, it's only a matter of time before you just lose all sense of feeling, of care for the perpetrator. Because they say, and a same day leaf got water bottom it rotten. That is so true. Because if you have a partner and that partner starts raising their hand, it's not the first time they raise their hand, you're going to leave, It's not the first time they raise their hand, you're going to leave. Because the first time they raise their hand, that is your first clue that you need to leave. The first time they raise their hand, that is your first clue. So that is when you start making preparations. Don't wait till they have hit you 10, 11, 12 times to start making preparations to leave. The first time they hit you, you start making preparations to leave. By the time the second time they hit you, you should already have something in place. You should already have a plan in place. You should already be working on a plan. The second time they hit you. If God forbid, and the third time comes around and they hit you, by the time they hit you the third time, you should know exactly where you're leaving to. You should know exactly where you're going this time. Which state you're going to. Who you going to stay with. Boy, when somebody I take step by you a serious thing, That's why I'm glad to say I got alone me I rely upon more time. Exactly. You lose your self-esteem. I've never been in that situation, but no, yes. You lose your self-esteem. You feel worthless. You feel unworthy. And because of that, even after you leave that relationship, you feel so lost, like you can't find love. You are afraid of everything that calls itself love. You are afraid of it. Because you keep wondering, is the brand of love this person is coming with similar to the brand of love I'm running away from? And oftentimes, we still end up with abusive partners. We could run out of one relationship that was abusive, and we end up into another abusive relationship because we have run out of that one, but we have not modified our boundaries to ensure that we do not fall into another trap. And talking about falling into traps, some of these men are very conniving and they can hide who they are for a very long time. Some of these men can hide who their true selves for a very long time. And you could be there thinking that, oh yes, now you have found Prince Charming. Now you have found the man of your dreams. But all he's showing you is the mask. Because he has not taken the mask, he has not been unmasked yet. So he's coming giving you his best self. And what I have found is that when you tell them about your past experiences, it's like you're giving them ammunition. Because when you tell them about your past experiences, they are listening to hear what you did about it. They are listening to hear what you did about it. So if you say, 15 years, me there with him, and he beat me at least once a week. 15 years. That man that you are giving that information, he's sizing you up. And he's saying to himself, wow, for 15 years, she put up with this for 15 years. That means that yeah, me can push her buttons because she have high tolerance. Yeah, so I can push her button. I can do X, Y, Z. I can do what I want. I can, yeah. She's not someone who's going to act right away. So sometimes you have to distort the story. I said the first time him lick me gone. Even though you had stayed in the relationship for 10 years. This new person, you're not going to tell that. You have to protect yourself. You're going to say the first time him lick me, I pack up my things and I run away. I'm going to leave the relationship. The very first time. Because I'm not putting up with it. Then he will start on, he said, oh, okay. Okay. So if I want her to leave right now, I have to go lick her. Because the moment I lick her, she's going to leave. So right there, he knows what time of day it is. Because it's not only physical abuse. Oh, yes. Verbal abuse. Mental abuse. Financial abuse. Oh, yes. The abuses run right across the board. Right across the board. Where... Thank you, Maya. I try, my love. I try. Thank you, my dear. God says that that's not living, that's existing. And that is so true. If you are in a relationship where somebody beating your butt or bruising you, you are not living. You're just existing. And then you know what bothers me too, guys? Afterward, this person really comes and expects you to make love to them like there is no tomorrow. To turn up and turn out like there is no tomorrow, like nothing happened. You can't. After a while, the relationship becomes so distasteful. Just the thought of having to lay beside this person and kiss them and make love, just the thought of it repulses you. Just the thought. This is the exact topic I was on today. Some things you have to keep to yourself. Exactly, Anthony. How are you doing, my darling Anthony? I'm so glad to see you, my love. So glad to see you. Yes, some things you have to keep to yourself. You can't tell the new man, say 15 years, just don't make the old man did a beat you. Yeah, you can't tell him. Not tell him that. Not tell him that. You have to switch it up. No, you have to come out tough. Yes, you cannot be in that relationship where you were beaten down. No problem, Wild Rich, my love. You take care of yourself. No run too far. Nobody make dog bite you. You know, you have to come out of that relationship tougher than you had gone in it. Because you cannot come out now and be in a relationship with somebody else and you're going to willy-nilly and wishy-washy and make this other person believe that they can walk over you and do as they like. No, you will not get away from it because I have 911 on my phone on speed dial. And I will call the police. And that is why I tell you, my friends, I don't know about y'all. I ain't knocking nobody's game. One thing I thank God for blessing me with, one thing I will never do again is move into a man's place. Yeah, I said it. Oh my, I'm eating a chocolate chip and I held on to it for too long and it sort of melted. Forgive me, guys. It's okay. I feel like a kid in a candy store, but it's okay. Yes, Anthony. Yes, Anthony. I'm so glad to see you, my love. Yes, my friends, you cannot tell this new man those things. You have to switch it up because now you're going to be a new person. What's the point of running from that relationship only to come settle into another abusive relationship? That ain't make no sense. No. So this new relationship, you're going to lay down the ground rules before you move any further. Listen, I don't take verbal abuse. I will not call you out your name no matter what. I will not call you out of your name. But trust and believe me that the day I call you out of your name is the day the relationship is over. Because when I call you out your name, I am done. Done, done, done. Because there's absolutely nothing that we're going to be able to do after that. We're not going to be able to do anything together. I call you out your name, I treat you like somebody that I don't care for, somebody that you could go to H-E-double hockey stick, whatever, for all I care. Because that's essentially what I'm saying to you. When I call you out of your name, talk ugly to you, that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm telling you in not so many words that I don't care about you. I don't care about your emotions. I don't care about your feelings. So I'm gonna call you whatever I feel like. Any word come to my mouth, that's what I'm gonna call you. And once I do that, it's over. Vibes with Thompson's family is in the house. Welcome, Sister Vibes. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming into the live. Thank you so much, my love. I sincerely appreciate it. Aurelie says, that is why I'm not settling. And that is so true. We should not settle. Nobody should settle. I know we like the comfort. We like to be comfortable. We like to be in our space that we have established. And we don't want to disturb it. We don't want to start over. We don't want to do any of those things. But sometimes starting over is the best remedy for your current situation. Me, I will call you out. Humanity Star, my love. How are you doing? You're too funny. Oh my God. Humanity Star, my dear sister, how you doing? How are you doing, my love? Good to see you. How is your Wednesday going? I hope you're having a fabulous Wednesday evening. We are over here talking about domestic violence and how it can and how it has affected you. If you all have experienced it, I know some of you have never experienced it, but for those of us who have experienced it, we can talk about our experiences and how the experiences have affected us. For me, I know a lot of people say, Trev, you need to loosen up, and it is okay to go back out there in the world and go back. I mean, people, only he who feels it knows it. So, so your opinion of when Trev should go out there is invalid to Trev, because that decision is not going to be made based on anybody else's emotions, beliefs, feelings. No, it's going to be made based on my feelings. Guys, Moya said, guys, have a good night. Probably very great topic, Ghost Trev. I will have to listen to this tomorrow. No problem, sweetheart. You have yourself a great night. Take good care of yourself and your family, my love. You have yourself a good night. We are going to sit here and chat and chat and chat and chat until my mouth is tired. And then, and then I'll go to bed. Right, Kat? Kat, where are you? Kat, you don't want to come up and come chat with me? Y'all gonna sit down there and make me alone? You guys, y'all gonna sit there and let me alone chat like me swallow radio. That ain't even right. That not right. Y'all are gonna sit there and let me alone talk, 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 talk. Arlie said, but you really don't need a man for you to be happy. Exactly. I always say this, Arlie. Happiness is an inside job. You are responsible for your own happiness. I see a lot of women who say they can't be happy unless they have a man. And surprisingly enough, I used to think that way. I used to think that I should not be alone. I must have a partner. And whenever I would find myself in between relationship and I was alone, I would be like, this is not right. This is not what God wants for me. I shouldn't be alone. I need to. What? What? I've learned. I've had my eureka moment to say, Trev, being alone is the best thing. And trust me, guys, for the last 6 years, I have been alone by myself. Nobody to disturb me, nobody to distract me, nobody to annoy me, nobody to make me step out of line with myself. Because sometimes these men be so trifling, they make you step out of line with yourself, Because you can say to yourself, you know what? I would never say such and such a thing. But when these men try you and try you and try you, you will say things. And you will turn around and be upset with yourself like, oh my God, that is so out of character for me. Why did I say that? Yeah, they're very trifling. So it make you say things. He says, I am here at time because me stay up all night doing one video. I have seen it, but not experienced domestic violence, but I expect bully on YouTube and that's cool. Yes, I know a lot of people have not experienced domestic violence, but they have seen others around them experience it. I wasn't raised around violence. I didn't know violence in terms of like domestic violence until I was an adult. Because when I was growing up, I never had a fight. Not at school, me and my, classmates have a squabble or something, but not no fight, you know. As soon as somebody determines they want to fight me, I'm gone. My sister take it over. Oh yeah, she gonna beat you into next year. And I'll be at home chilling on the veranda, waiting for her to come home, sometime bruised and blooded. And then she get mad at me. She said, oh, it's you and the people I was trying to defend you. It's you and the people who I tell you go fight them. Because I'm not going to fight anybody. No, you and I are not doing it. We are not going to fight. If we can't figure this out, work this out, we are not going to fight. But my sister will beat them into tomorrow. Come home, her white shirt be all bloody. She beat up somebody, bash somebody with a stone. All kinds of trouble. Not me. Not me. Kizzy's in the house. Kizzy. Oh, you're doing, Kizzy. Good to see you, my sister. Good to see you. Vanessa, my money blind Monday. You're too funny. She said her money blind Monday. Oh my gosh. Kizzy Wildrich gone. Vibes to the Thompson family. How you doing, my love? My sister Teresa is in the house. How are you doing, Teresa? Good to see you. Oh my gosh. You people are not easy, no. You people are just not easy. You're a money blind man, them. Lord of mercy, meet on one piece of coffee and give it the whole of mine. And low man for take it and do whatever I want do with it and waste it and give it away and all the things. And then turn around and want to put me a street. That kind of abuse me talk about, guys. Where you are there with somebody. You are there with somebody and you are thinking of love and you are thinking of affection and you are thinking about care and you are thinking about togetherness. And the other person is thinking about how they're going to destroy you, rob you, abuse you, and all of that. Domestic violence, guys, does not, but Imani say, she says she tease them with her money, but they cannot touch it. I have learned now. I have learned, no, but nobody putting a hand on a dime of mine. No, sir. It's about time. It's about time somebody come let me put my hands on their dime. It's about time. In my life, I said this before. Y'all probably laugh at me and think that I'm crazy, but y'all know I'm not crazy. But in my life, I have had only one person, one period of my life with one individual who I felt financially secured for that moment with that individual. One time in my life, I've had relationships come, relationships have gone, but I've had only one person where in that period with that person, I felt financially secure, even though I wasn't working, I did not, but he never made me wait to ask him for something. And even after he became nasty and rotten, and people are like, why you keep being nice to him? I had to, because I remembered how he treated me. Something about that period of my life where he made sure I never had to ask him for money. That did something for me, because it showed me a lot of care about how I will feel, or I might feel, if I have to ask you for money to do my hair, if I have to ask you for money to take care of my own personal needs, if I have to ask you for money, how belittling that is. And I've always respected him for that. Outside of that, he was a questionable character. But but in that period of time, I really, really appreciated it. And that sort of taught me a lot about the mindset of a man in a relationship based on what the woman brings to the table. There are, they always say, a man, how the saying go, Kizzy? A man who has nothing, something, I don't remember. There's something to be said about a man who has nothing. But there is something I got now about the man who has everything. I don't remember how the quote goes. I'm not trying to remember it right now. Anyway, Vanny say her granny cheats her a lot. Tom's Vibe say, I have learned to no more. Oh yes, sister. No more. No more. No more. Because as I'm telling you about this particular relationship many, many years ago, and the way this person treated me, and the way it made me feel comforted and valued by just taking my needs into consideration even before my needs arose. And then I tried to reciprocate that later on in my next relationship. I tried to say, I found that the roles were reversed. And so remembering what I learned from that previous relationship, where when I had nothing, or that individual took care to care for my needs then, and not to make me feel unvalued and small just because I was not working, I wasn't putting anything on the table. So I tried to do the same thing when I found myself in a relationship where I was the one working and this individual wasn't. And so I tried to make him feel the same way like I felt back then. To say, you don't have to ask me for some money to buy yourself a beer. You don't have to ask me for money, because I know how belittling that can be. And boy, was I wrong. Boy, I saw me get rubbed up, I saw me get rubbed up, and me put the same gun to me one head, I saw me get rubbed up, Ah, Jesus. That's how I got robbed. All because I was trying to be nice, trying to not allow this individual to feel any form of indifference or to feel small. And that's how me get robbed. So on the try our best, don't get robbed like me. And that, my friends, is a form of abuse where you are with somebody, they take, and take some more and leave you in financial ruin. Don't make that happen to you. Do not allow that to happen to you. Okay? Keep track of your money. Keep your own eyes on your own money. Don't let anybody control your money. Don't ask your bank for another debit card for anybody. That's one of the biggest mistakes I made in my life. Go get my credit card, go get a credit card, put this person's name on my credit card, on my credit, give them credit card, go to the bank, go get a debit card off of my bank account. Guys, don't do that kind of foolishness. Don't do that kind of foolishness, because people are going to say, oh, because you are the person with the money, they expect you to be the abusive one, huh? But it is the person who you are saving from the draft who is going to put you out into the cold. You save them from the draft, they're going to put you out in the snow. Don't make that mistake, because those money you are not going to recover. You're going to have to just call it a loss. I had to just wash my hand and call it a loss. My hard-earned money. Don't let that happen to you. But hold on, guys, let me get some water, because don't make me sit down here and talk to you. I'm thirsty. Give me 1 second there. Don't move, guys. Don't move. Let me get me some water. I'm thirsty. Let me get me some water. All right. Here I am, guys. Here I am. It's me again. It's me again. We are talking about domestic violence and how it can affect you, how it can affect you, how it can affect your children, how it can affect your performance, your work performance, your school performance, just your general performance, how domestic violence can make you feel so small, make you feel so worthless, make you feel so insignificant, can make you feel so unwanted, can make you feel like you are nobody. That's what domestic violence does to you. And that's what the perpetrator wants. They don't want you to walk with your head up. They don't want your shoulders to be squared and up. They want you to be beaten into the ground. They want you to walk around with your head down. They want to weaken you. They want to pull the rug from right under you. They want you to feel small, to feel rejected, to feel unwanted. And when you feel that way, you act that way. When you feel loved and appreciated and wanted, you are excited about loving. You are excited about life. You are excited. You want to do. You want to be. You just want to live. Christine says, Trev, you learn a very expensive lesson, but no one will able to do that to you again. I have been through a girl. Sister Chris, nobody. I tell you, sis, nobody will ever be able to do that to me again. I've learned my lesson. I have learned a very expensive lesson. Very expensive lesson. But it can't happen again. It will never happen again. And if and when I so decide to throw my hat in the ring again, you better come with yours. It's about time somebody put me on their debit card. Hey, it's about time. Don't y'all think so, guys? Yeah, at this age, if somebody can't come to put me on their debit card, where are you going? Put me on your debit card and let me spend your money. I haven't been afforded the opportunities to spend somebody else's money. I don't. Yeah, I would love the opportunity to be able to spend somebody else's money without me spending your money and you're checking the receipt and they're coming on Facebook to tell me I owe you. I owe you because we already talked about it at home where you said you thought I spent too much. And then you go on Facebook and remind me that I owe you. That means I spent more than you expected me to spend, and I don't spend it on myself. I don't spend it on myself, but you still expect me to repay you because you think I spent too much. No, sir. I want somebody to give me a debit card. Put my name on their account, give me a debit card out of their account. I said, Trev, just go and go buy whatever you want. I am not somebody who's going to buy and buy and buy and buy and buy. But if somebody ever do that to me one day, heaven came down, glory filled my soul. Chris, I have fallen back intact. I've fallen back in line. Girl, I don't want to go back to the mess that I was. Believe you me. I would never wish that on my worst enemy, to go back to the mess that I was. After being beaten down, trampled, abused, treated like crap with no significance. No. And that is why I say never again. Not in my home. In your home, guys, your home is your castle. In your home is where you're supposed to find the most peace. In your home is where you are supposed to be able to sit down and cut up and cut out and the whole 10 yards if you so choose. in your home is where you should find peace. Anybody that is in your home that is sucking the life out of the peace that is supposed to be in your home, you need to get rid of that person. If it's a partner, if it's a child, if it's a family member, a relative, an in-law, whatever the case may be. Let nobody steal your joy. Let nobody come into your household and make you feel insignificant. Let nobody come into your life and treat you like crap. And you sit down and take it because you're afraid to start over. Because you are afraid of losing them. Me know what me have already. Let me stick to the evil where me know. You don't need to stick to any evil. You don't need to stick to any evil. Stop talking that nonsense about sticking to the evil you know. No. Let them go. I used to say, and I still say it. Look on my back. There's nobody's name there. I didn't come here with nobody's name on my back. So I'm not stuck with anybody. I didn't come here specifically for anybody. Because if you start treating me like crap, gone, me gone, give them notice. Yes, Anthony. Yes, we are supposed to run. And that is, guys, I tell you, I don't think, I don't know. For me to be able to establish a romantic relationship ever again, I'm going to have to, that person is going to have to be an exceptionally great human being, because me not take no crap, you know. Me not foolishness. Okay, I don't have the tolerance anymore for it. As a matter of fact, I do not have the tolerance for it. Once the foolishness starts, I am done. I'm out the door. I'm talking to you and you start talking some junk. You remember I was telling you that I was trying to dip my feet out there. and the person say, they love Donald Trump. That was all they had to say. That was all they had to say. No more phone calls from me. It's over. What did I do to you, Trey? Nothing. Nothing. Oh, okay. Because I didn't hear from you. And you ain't going to? I ain't got time. I ain't got time for that kind of foolishness. I don't have time. That's not the better of the two evils. I don't want to hear it. I'm gone. Out the door. Sorry about your bad experience, Chef. You are stronger now. I'm sure it cannot walk at your door again. There you go, sis. There you go, Tisha. Exactly. Exactly. And I just feel, Letitia, I just feel like others are paying the price. But it is a price that got to be paid, because I had to do a lot of modifications to me, to my disposition, to the way I feel. To the way I feel, to the way I respond to other people. I had to take a step back and reevaluate myself and say, what was my contribution to all of this? And I'm not absolving myself of responsibilities, because I contributed to it. And I had to stop and ask myself the valid questions, find the answers, and find the solutions and determine what I'm going to hold on to and what I'm going to let go of. I had to do some deep, I had to have some deep conversations with myself. So if you'd never allowed anybody to handle your money, what caused you to just do that? What caused you to not leave, get rid of this person at the very first sign? At the very first sign of abuse. What caused you to stay? And it's not like this person was the person who was financially supporting the relationship. He never got a dime. So why did you choose to have this person remain in your life and he wasn't bringing anything but stress? And I had to have those deep conversations with myself. Talk to myself and find the solution that I needed to make sure I know that never again. So my conviction is now clear, where I do not have the tolerance, I do not have the patience, I'm not trying to have the tolerance, I'm not trying to entertain the patience to deal with this kind of foolishness from men. Because you know what? Men will treat you the way you allow them to. If the man starts acting a fool and you don't nip it in the bud, he's going to continue acting a fool. It is your responsibility to nip it in the bud. Don't act like that around me. Don't do that to me. No. You are not going to come in here and give me the silent treatment because you are hoping that I don't talk to you. And the moment I say something to you, you get so upset. No matter how simple it is, you get so mad, you leave out the door. But it's not believe you leave out the door because you are mad. You already had your plans to go meet Miss somebody down there in some motel or something, but you wanted to make sure I feel guilty for your bad behavior. That's what they do. They want to make sure you feel guilty. So that is why they will come home and start a fuss, start an argument, start a fight for no valid reason. Give you the silent treatment so that you won't ask where they're going. When they come back, you won't ask where they're coming from. And then they're going to pretend and say it's because you make them mad. And until tomorrow, next week, next year, you can't figure out what you did to make them mad. But that's because you didn't do anything. It was not about you. It was not. It was about them. It's Christine Semi, because of how much you put in. That is true. A lot of times when you invest a lot in a relationship, you don't want to run away and leave it. You just say, Lord Jesus, me invest so much in the relationship. Some good must can come of it. Sometimes you have to just count your losses and keep moving. I was watching Unstoppable the other night. I don't know how many of you saw it. And the young lady, she has a house she has with her boyfriend. And she's saying now she don't want to know if she should leave, sell the house, whatever. I say, sister, for your peace of mind, sell that house. If the court says you got to pay him half of the money, pay him half of the money and run. Believe me, because you might end up staying in that house and lose your life in that house. And when your life is gone, what good is money gonna do for you? What good is the house gonna do for you after you are dead? Nothing. So get away. Protect your peace. Your peace is very important. Your peace is very, very important. So you protect your peace at all costs. Don't invest in a relationship more than you are willing to lose. I had to learn that lesson the hard way. Do not invest in a relationship more than you are willing to lose. So if you know that you cannot afford to lose $30,000, don't invest $30,000 in a relationship, because when you invest this $30,000 on this individual who you think is going to remain in the relationship so you can gain the benefit of that $30,000 you just invested, and then that person decides that they're going to take that $30,000 and the benefits of it and hightail and let somebody else reap the reward, you are going to be left holding the bag. And I don't want to be left holding on to any bag. No, I don't want to be left holding on to any bag unless it's my bag. So don't invest what you cannot afford to lose. And I'm telling you from experience, I pick up my hard-earned cash, my hard-earned money, and follow the powers that be, and send man to nursing school because I wanted the best for him. And I was thinking that, well, yeah, everybody needs somebody in their corner. And if I invest in him, and if I, yeah. Wanna see me benefit from it? Wanna see me benefit from it? No. No. You understand? It's not money that I had. It's money that I could not afford to lose. But I invested it anyway with the prospect and his promises that it was going to be okay. Not take people's word for nothing. And for a long time, I kept saying to myself, if I knew better at the time, I would have had it signed on paper that this was a loan. But you know, when you trust people and stuff, you say, oh, you know, you expect people to act within reason. You expect it. But because you know, you should know by now how people are, and whatever you expect them to do is not what they're going to do, put it on paper, get you an attorney, have it signed that, yes, you will pay me back, because trust me, when they're ready to run away, they're going to pretend as though you never did anything for them. And they're not going to volunteer to pay you back. And you're going to end up having to go get lawyer and pay lawyer tons of money, and still might end up not get that back. So if you cannot afford to lose it, do not invest it in a partner. Don't say Trev didn't tell you. Vanny said, Twig. Well, is that me paid for? Buddy, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Okay. Leave me alone, sis. So, was that what I paid for? Well, I guess so. I guess so. I guess that's what I paid for. That's what I paid for. I tell you, sis, I tell you, abuse is no fun. Abuse is no fun. And when people are abusing you, some of them like to flip the script. They want to act as though you are the one abusing them, or you are giving them reason to abuse you. Don't let people trick you like that. They will gaslight you. They will pretend as though you did something bad to them. They will cry and pretend you did something bad to them. Why? Because that is their way of emotionally abusing you. They will hijack your emotions. They know something is going to hurt you. They'll be the first one to come and start crying. Or then they know somebody sent you an email going to be that email going to be like a big reveal. So whatever is in the email, you are going to get some information you didn't have before. They first come start crying, start giving you some sorry story about them cousin dead, them this dead, some, because they want to hijack your emotions. They want to get you into that place of feeling sorry for them, of comforting them, of expending all of your emotional energy on them. And then by the time you open the email and see what is in there, you're empty. You're done for. You whatever is being said in the email, you now want to direct your negative energy towards the person who sent you the email. Not even realizing that the real perpetrator, the real culprit is the one that you are comforting, because him already come first crying about who dead, who sick, who this, who that, and you are comforting him. So now, because you are comforting him, you are in that place, you're going to get mad at the person who is sending you the email, when the email is supposed to be for your own good. I always say them wicked doing you the bad. And Letitia, let me tell you, doing the wrong, and they are the first ones to cry. And when they start crying, it's not normal. It is not normal. They will cry and cry and cry, and until they are convinced that you believe what they are crying about is true. They will make up story. This is want to make me start talking about narcissistic people. But narcissistic people are abusive people. They abuse you emotionally, and they abuse you physically. They abuse you financially. And oftentimes these kinds of abuse last with you forever. You can't get away. So if you need a talk show on stage, you're wasting your talent. I true in vanity. You're not the first, the second, the third, the fourth, nor the 100th to tell me. That's true. That is true. All right, here's my talk show I start, you know. Yeah. My talk show, my talk show will start right here. And then we'll take it from here. Where is Cad? Cad? Cad, where are you? All right, you see the same conversation come back up again, Cad? Okay. Thank you for that, Ivanity. Thank you so much for that. Cad and I had that conversation just about 2 hours ago. But anyway, thank you so much. That's quite endearing. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That made me forget what I was gonna say. Yeah, but but don't worry about it. What I was gonna say, I forgot what I was gonna say, Vanity. Thanks to you. I can imagine you laughing at me saying, look at her though. Look at her. But anyway, as I was saying, I say the narcissist, Antonique said, then we wash away with them cobalt. Antonique, let me tell you, sister. Then we wash away with both you and the whole community, the whole house, with the coballing, yes. Because they like when people are sorry for them. They like to play the victim. And once they start playing the victim, everybody's sorry for them. So you will find that the narcissist will be the first to raise their hand, the first to raise their voice, the first to give you the silent treatment, the first to treat you with impunity. But at the same time, they're going to be the first to start crying. Once you start talking about it, they're going to start crying and finding a way to twist it around and blame you. When men cry, they say it's crocodile. You know, it is true though, blessed. It is crocodile tears. And you know, guys, it's only recently. Let me see how many of you knew this. Hold on. That not look appropriate. It is. I'm sorry, guys. It is only recently that I learned what crocodile tears meant. So did you know that after a crocodile has eaten, I read this on the internet, maybe last 2 weeks or so. After a crocodile has eaten and his belly is full, there is a gland that is behind his eye that causes tears to flow out of his eyes. And but his belly is full. He is just had a kill, so his belly is full. So why would he be crying if his belly is full? So that's the kind of fake tears that come out of his eyes when his belly is full. And that is why they call it crocodile tears, because it's fake tears. It's not that he's really crying. It's just that the tears are falling out of his eyes just because. So, and did anybody else know that? Because I didn't know. I honestly didn't know. I know they always say crocodile tears. You know, it's fake tears. You just fake crying. But I didn't know it had anything to do with crocodiles. But I guess it does. And for those of you who didn't know, now you do. Everybody say laughter is good. Oh yeah, laughter is good. You know me. I love a good laugh. I love a good joke. A good laugh. I'll take it. Letitia says sometimes you find it hard to forgive them, or when you leave them, you have to do some serious fasting and prayers, God, for healing. Letitia, I tell you, my sister, I went to counseling for 2 long years. And even after I stopped going to counseling, I still, the honest truth is, even until today, I still have my levels of resentment. I still do. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and deny it and act like I'm some kind of an archangel who can just suddenly forget about my emotions or what I felt. And no. I have my own bedroom and all the amenities to satisfy my womanly needs. So if a man can meet my Robert standards, then he is worth my Okay, sis, I hear you. Oh my God. I hear you, sis. Letitia say, oh my God, I believe. Oh yes. I tell you, sister, for 2 years, I went to counseling. 2 full years. I went to counseling. And when people keep saying to me, why you have to go? Why you go to counseling? People wouldn't understand. People wouldn't understand. Wouldn't understand. Believe me. People wouldn't understand the pain. And the pain was not, I tell you, Tisha, the pain was not from the person leaving. It was the emotional assault, the abuse. The emotional abuse was unbearable. Not the leave, because I mean, better dog bite me. Better dog bite me, I'm gonna go a doctor. If you all know what I mean. Yeah, better dog bite me, I'm gonna go a doctor. All right. But when me tell you, so when this a maga dog, you bite me, me say me catch mange, me catch flea, me catch. When me tell you, the pain, when me sit down and me look on the abuse, and me look how the whole time, the man ball bloody murder, just fed on my emotions, just know that my kindness, just know that it, and just took big chunks out of it, and just the abuse was too much. And when I look back at it, and I realize what made me respond in the ways that I responded, and I realized that it was because of the tears. That molded me, because nowadays, please me, I beg you, no, don't cry. Don't cry. If there's something wrong and you need help, Trev, is it possible you can help me? XYZ, but don't cry. Because the moment I see a tear, I'm done with you. I can no longer entertain you. I don't care how much help you need. Don't cry to tell me you need the help. If you need the help, tell me you need the help and call it a day. But don't cry. Because a part of me has been disconnected from tears, especially the tears of people that I don't know well. So like I was raising my mom. If my mom cries, I understand. If my children cry, I understand. If my close family members cry, I understand. But if other people, strangers cry, I don't try to understand it. I exclude myself from it. Because in my heart, whatever you're crying about, a lie I tell. In my heart, that's how I feel these days. And that is just the mechanism that I put into place to preserve myself, because self-preservation is important to me. And I have to preserve myself. So I can no longer expend my energy and my emotions into what you are going through, because I have found that all my life I have done that. People come and they cry and they have this problem, and I'm always jumping in to take care of people's problems. I'm always jumping in to help people. I'm always volunteering and jumping. And I've had to take a step back, because I realized that if I continue, all I'm doing is destroying myself. That's the quickest path to self-destruction, is to take on other people's problems all the time. Yeah, let them figure it out. You're not hating on anybody. You didn't cause their problems. A lot of time people cause their own problems and expect you to solve it. A lot of times they cause their own problems and they expect you to solve the problems that they have caused on themselves. You understand? Vanessa, only me no get. Girl. She's only me no get help from Trev. Girl, I pity you don't know. Yeah. It's not only you that get the help. It's not only you that get the help from me. Lots of people ain't getting none, and a lot of people ain't gonna get it, because I have to protect what's left inside of me. I have to protect what's left of me. I can no longer just jump when everybody needs assistance. I have to sit back, relax, and it is working well for me. The counselor told me it was gonna work well for me, and I thought, She was crazy. I thought she was crazy because there's no way I could see somebody needing help and not jump and help them and not feel guilty. But believe me, I have learned and I don't feel guilty. I don't feel no way. I keep on going about my business. I don't feel no way whatsoever. And I never thought I would ever get here because before, if somebody ever asked me to help them do something and I don't help them and I cannot find somebody to help them, for days me no sleep. For days me no sleep. They just on my mind, on my mind, on my mind. And me have to call, and me have to call this person, me have to run up and do. Me take on the problem like it's my problem. And you see now that I take that burden off of me, people, you must try it. You go see how nice it feel. The moment I took that burden off of me where I say, unless it is my mom, my sisters, my children, my grandchildren, my very close family members, I am not taking on anybody's responsibility at all. So if you call me and say, Trev, I don't have nowhere to stay, can I come stay with you? The answer is going to be an emphatic no. And Trev, no feel no way about it. Because before, my other can't sleep at night. No, me lay down on the couch, on the floor, on the bed. I go sleep, wake up tomorrow, thank God for another day, and keep it moving. We got to learn how to preserve ourselves. Iyanla Vanzant says, you cannot give out of your cup if your cup is not full. She said, the Lord said, your cup must be full and running over. So guess what? You have your full cup, whatever run over, that's what you give. I never learned that until I was burnt the worst way. I never learned that because I always think that my friend call me, sob story, me get up out of my bed, no ask no question. Gone. Don't call me now. Please don't. If you find yourself in a pickle, whatever the case may be, I think Trev can help you. Find another Trev, but not this one. Now call me a middle of night to come out of my bed to come pick up nobody nowhere. I'm not coming. Period. I am very, very, very conscious now about the amount of help I give, and I'm very conscious about it now. Oral, what's up? How you doing? How are you doing, my dear Oral? How are you doing, my love? How are you doing? So good to see you, Oral. Oral, so good to see you. How's everything going, my friend? Cracker say, I saw Miss Tia now. Yes, you have to preserve yourself. One time it used to be come to help us. Come to help us. You understand that people use it against me and use it to use me. I used to be come to help us. People call me jump gone, like Papi show. Trev, me not have this, me jump. Sometimes me myself not have the money, me I find the money to give. Sometimes me myself need it. And me I sacrifice myself. And me I say, you know, so me that go use the money here and buy such and such. But so and so ask me to borrow the money, and or so and so beg me the money, and make do without. Do without. Giving away my life, doing without, just so that others can be happy. Me not trying to take Jesus' job. I am not Jesus. Me not trying to take Jesus' job. The only person can give you their life and still live is Jesus. You did turn bad long time, Trev. Because I cover your house and you never give me enough. Oh my God. God. You did. You never give me no food. You never give me no food, but you didn't want mine. Lord of His mercy. original. Oh my God. Mena, unstoppable, my sister, Mena, how you doing? How you doing, Mena? So good to see you, my love. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much. Cora says, I am good. I am good. Any food me have in my house, Vanny, you are welcome to eat. You are welcome. You're welcome in my house, my love. That bad luck. I mean, never know somebody turn bad long time, you know. I never know somebody turn bad long time because me always I give and I give and I give. I mean, I'll just say, you know, God will bless me and my storehouse will be full and all these things. I want that money. What? Thank you, Bunny. Thank you, Ivanity. Thank you so much. Where are all my travelers in the house to give Ivanity Star the big up, big up, big up? Thank you so much for the super chat, guys. Thanks. Come on, roll on out, travelers. Roll on out, travelers. Run out, run out, run out, and give Ivanity the travelers kind of a thank you. Mena says, I'm blessed, thank God. Heading home now from okay, sis, be safe. Be safe, my darling. Be safe. And no matter what them do, and no matter what them say. Right, Mena? All right. We know how that thing is. We know how it's said. Welcome, guys. I see what's that? 12 million people in the house, guys. Do not forget to hit the like button. Once you come in, do not forget to share the stream. Do not be afraid to invite your friends and your friends to come on over. We are talking about domestic violence, its effects on you, on your children, on the people around you. Me go play with my rabbit now. Okay, sis. Okay. Funny, you are something else, you know. But this says she gonna play with our rabbit now. So bye. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat, my love. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate it. I sincerely appreciate that super chat. My grandmother always say, you better walk for little something than sit down for nothing. Better walk for little something than sit down for nothing. And I appreciate you, my love. I appreciate you. Okie dokie. Let me see what else. All right, Mena. Mena saying bless up to God and clear your mind. Hey, beautiful. Hey, boo. What's up? What's up? How you doing? So good to see you. Mwah, 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 mwah. So good to see you. It's always a pleasure to see you, my love. You know we gotta talk. You know we gotta talk. What's up with you? What's up with you? Kat said, okay, Kat is talking to clear your mind. And Sidani, you see how they do me once I'm on the live here? Yeah, that's how they do me, sis. That's how they do me. But we are. Thank you so much, my love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming into the live. I sincerely appreciate it. I appreciate it. We gotta talk. We gotta talk. I haven't seen you in a long time. I hope everything is okay with you. I hope all is well with you. We gotta talk maybe tomorrow, the day after. Yeah. I'm so glad to see you. So glad to see you. But anyway, we are talking here. We're talking here now about domestic violence and its effects on us, its effects on our children, its effects on the way we function, you know, how it affects every aspect of our lives. And you know, one thing I wanted to talk about, guys, did you know that even though we are talking about domestic violence in a domestic setting in the home where one partner might treat the other one, with impunity, You know that you can experience this kind of violence, this kind of poor treatment, even in school, in the workplace. In the workplace is the worst. We're going to talk about that some other time, not now, but in the workplace is the worst when you have people with this kind of a mentality treating others with the kind of impunity. Imagine that you are at home and you have a partner who treats you poorly. You get the silent treatment, you get the gaslighting, you get all the bad treatment. You come home, somebody bangs your head against the wall, somebody knocks you down against the toilet. And then you believe that, okay, I'll go to work, I'll put my best face on, and I will, pretend like everything at home is okay. And then you go to work and you have a shitty manager, you have shitty coworkers, you are working with really nasty, shitty people. So your life is uncomfortable at home, your life is uncomfortable at work. It does happen. It can happen. Lots of people experience it. So what you're going to do, you're going to run from the job, you're going to run from your home. Where are you going to run to? You have a lot of running to do, right? But in all of it, you have to preserve yourself. Examine the situation, both situations, and ask yourself, would it be better for me to stay here? Would it be better for me to leave? Do I need to stand up to this dragon or do I need to retreat? What do I need to do? Vanity said, welcome to oh, yes. Yes, buddy. Welcome to America. That's what it is. Welcome to America, where you can be in your home in hell and go to work and there is another hell. And if you don't live right, you could die and there is another hell. So hell all around. God said, what's the takeaway for the night? What have you gotten from all? I've sat here and talked till my throat runs dry for 2 hours. What did you get from it, God? God, you know I dropped the link earlier. You know it's true, Tisha. It is true. Your life can be, that would be what you call a living hell. You're at home in hell, at work in hell, and you die and still go to hell. Hell all around. Hell all around. Who wants to live like that? I don't understand sometimes why people do not like peace and calm and comfort. Why people often, you find a lot of people strive for war and discourse. That's what motivates them. That's what they like. That's what drives them. When everything is nice and calm, that's not where they want to exist. They don't find their true selves in areas that are nice and calm and peaceful and in order. They find their true selves in turmoil. And when that turmoil is going on, they disturb the life of everybody around them. I don't like to be around people who cause turmoil. I don't like to be around people who cause discourse. Just obscure the environment, make the entire environment just tense. I can be quite passive. That I know. There's no secrets about it. I can be quite passive because if you have aggravated me enough times, and I find that just communicating with you, talking to you, might cause us to have a disagreement, might cause us to have a problem, might cause us to have further bad feelings towards each other, I ain't talking to you. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm going to avoid you like the plague. Because if I avoid you, then we won't have to have any further confrontation. You don't bother me. I don't bother you. I stay out of your way. You stay out of my, and then we can be in peace. But imagine that you are living at home with your husband. You're living at home with your husband. Imagine you're living at home with your husband and you come home and you have no peace. You come home and you cook the little food for him to come home and eat the food. Him dash the rice in the sink. Him throw the rice in your face. Him say the rice pleke pleke. The rice not cook good. Him say the chicken have too much salt. Him say the pitney them left cup on the table. The pitney them take off them socks left on. He just make the place miserable. Who wants to live like that? My house, you leave your house, me leave it. It's both we have to come to a conclusion. You know, I tell you, Letitia, I told you all how I was determined. There comes a times when you got to fight. I was determined that I wasn't going anywhere. Yes, I was determined I wasn't going anywhere. And that had to be the solution for me. Because I tell you, my friends, if if it is me a worry, I be like thick on people, yeah, so they're afraid of me. And that is the thing. Sometimes I will myself to get that warrior vibe, to get that revenge vibe. Because trust me, if me ever employ that revenge vibe, if I had ever employed that revenge vibe, I know people that run up and down on road, them choices batty tear out. If I had ever employed that revenge vibe. But it is just not me. It is just not me. You have to push me and push me and push me and push me. Push me for me to really enact revenge. And we turn on and be sorry for you. And I will turn on and be sorry for you and be upset with myself for having stood up for myself. That is me. And I'm slowly trying to get myself out of it because I'm having a lot of self-reflection and I'm talking to myself and stop making myself feel guilty for standing up for myself. Or because I don't want to hurt somebody else's feelings. But if people are hurting your feelings and I joke out your eye, joke out back for them. That's the point I'm at in this stage of my life. Yeah. If them keep on, if you not trouble them, and then go out of them way, for trouble you, and them joke out one of your eye, joke out the two of them. God say, me I must see all care. Me I must all care for true. Me I must all care. Because I don't find delight in revengeful acts. Yeah, I'm gonna find delights in it. I'm gonna find delights in being conniving and deceitful and misleading. I don't find delight in those things. And those things make me nervous because I also wonder, what if the person finds what if you tell the person, say, there is a blue dog outside and the person finds out there's no blue dog? Then the person will look at you like, really? 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 So you lied to me and told me there's a blue dog out there? No, so I don't want to have to defend myself again about it. I say what it is. And that is one of the good things. Because when you are young and you want to get out of situations, you might tell a little white lie to get out of situations. You don't want people to ask you all these questions, pry in your life. So you just give them something that will hold them and let them just take that and run. But once you get older, that's not attractive anymore, and you just reach a point where you say, like, nobody can beat you. Yeah. I'll tell you what it is. That's what I did. And that's what it is. And a story. If you don't like it, too bad. But that's the experience I had, and that's what I did. And that's just that. But I guess we get it as the older we get, the more comfortable we get with ourselves. And so we no longer care about whether or not people are going to continue to like us or not. Once you reach my age, you don't care. Me allergic to stupidity. So as them open their mouth, me start back. Me can't do the barking, sister. Me can't do the barking. Trevor get money. Me say win some. Yes, me get money. You hear them say love is something. If you give it away, it comes right back to you. It's just like a magic penny. You put it in your pocket, you haven't got any. But if you spend it or give it away, it comes right back to you. Why the little lie have to be white? Because I saw them lie. Just like all just yeah man. Winsome is the accountant, always counting the money. The little white have to be lie, just like all the wicked them say the puss black. Just like all them say the puss got to be black. Just like how them say the evil puss have to be black. And the male have to be black. And the jack have to be black. Yeah. So that's why we say the lie gotta be white. Can I not tell more lie than them? Them lie are wicked. They lie are wicked. Like what? Can't trust them because they don't speak truth. Them lie, like us a girl up a pastor. But anywho, what is the truth? I lie you tell what happened to money? You're for school, it come back. What happened to money? You're for school, it come back yet? Come back where? Come back where, sis? Oh my God. Which money to get back? You think me I get back that money? They will never. If we are talking about the same thing, will never. You just take your mind off of it. Me not get back. Really, Vanny? I ain't getting back that. I ain't getting back. Oh, sis, I ain't never gonna get that back. I write that off. I write that off. Exactly, card. The black sheep, the black cat, but the white lie. Exactly. That ain't never gonna come back, card. Vanity. Never gonna come back. So you just have to, at a point, you just have to wash your hand off of it, call it a loss, and you just hope and pray that whoever is benefiting from it, God bless them. God bless them, make them benefit from it. I'm not cry too much. Me not cry too much because hey, I mean, even though I'm pay for my house, I mean, I ain't stressing about it. After a while, when there are some things you see you can do nothing about. I want you to know, guys, when you see you can't do nothing about something, it don't make no sense to just stress yourself over it. Just laugh it off. Just take my things, make joke and just laugh about it. Because at this point, there's absolutely nothing that I can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, you have to just call it off, let it go, make it go on, yeah, and just say, God, let thy will be done. Every time the money they buy food for them, it should have run them belly. Yeah. Every time them buy food with the money that they get paid from that nursing job, it should have run them belly. Yeah. And if I close them by with the clothes should have tight. The clothes should have bust out on them a road. And vehicle the tire them should have fly off a road. Yeah, so me say. But that not gonna happen. So you just write it off, call it a day, leave it where it is, leave it at the foot of the cross, and keep moving. Because with all the blessings that I have gotten, just because of that one situation, it has made the situation itself seems null and void, to be honest with you. For all the good things that I have experienced out of that terrible, terrible situation, it make that situation become null and void. So me no think about it, me no worry about it, me just move right along. Watch her, so she said she don't stress over nothing, she just takes some will butcher. That good for quit smoking, you know. You know they use Wellbutrin for smoke cessation, huh? So it have many purposes. Okay. Yes, guys. So as I said to you before, if it was not for that situation, I wouldn't even be sitting here talking to y'all. Because never in a million years did I ever dream that I would be as bold as this to be. I know I'm never like, when I was younger, I used to be shy, but I told you that my third grade teacher knocked that out of me. You know, she was the one who made me confident to speak in front of a crowd and to talk to people I've never met, to talk to people who others find to be intimidating and stuff like that. She gave me all that confidence. And I don't know, I'm going to talk about Mrs. Scott for forever and ever and ever. I will always talk about that woman. I'll always talk about her because she was the person who molded me in that sense. You know, made me go to festival and say poetry and sing and do all those things in front of crowds and crowds of people and stuff. So I grew up with that kind of confidence in speaking. But nowadays, sometimes I just keep my mouth shut. I just don't say nothing because sometimes it's not worthy. It's not worth it to say anything. So I just keep my mouth shut. So much things we leave at the foot of the cross. God might have a nervous. Oh my God. It's true. So many things we leave at the foot of the cross. Believe me. You wanted that? Hmm? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So here I am back. I am back. I am back. What was I saying again, guys? God, what was I saying? You talk about we're going to give Jesus, going to give God nervous breakdown. He's not going to have a nervous breakdown. He will be just fine. We just got to leave everything at the cross so that he can see it. Yeah. He see it before we come to the cross with it, but we got to leave it there. Take the burden off ourselves and leave it right there. Leave it there, walk away from it and leave it alone. But when it comes on to domestic violence, to the violence, the cruelty, the shame that we have to endure, it is getting too much, guys. When it comes to domestic violence, it is getting too much. Yesterday, somebody sent me a video, a young lady in St. James, was it? In St. James, where the guy took her 3 points plus his 3 points. Then there was another one That one was somewhere in St. Anne, I believe, where the young man took the 3 points of the ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend. And the young woman is left battling for her life. And he has disappeared. You all saw that one? Then there was the girl in New York who posted the video week before last week, of the husband beating her inside of the house. And then he turns around and takes her 3 points. And now do me a favor. Hey, I got a bottle in that. Yes, guys. So it is what it is, where the men are really uh-oh. Where this not even cool. But anyway, thanks. Okay. But anyway, anyway, guys, we are continuing to talk about domestic violence and its effects on us, on our children. Card, where are you? I put the chat, the link in the chat. Come, Card, the floor is yours. Come on up, Card, and let us continue the conversation. Me and you. Where are you? Who else is in the chat? Who else wants to come up? I talk until my throat is dry. So it is your turn now to come on up. And where are you, Cad? Come on up, sis. Come on and let us talk. Anybody else want to talk about domestic violence and their experience? And their experience with domestic violence? I already share my experience with y'all. I don't have any more experience to share. I don't have any more experience to share. I've already shared my experience. Anybody else want to come up with any closing words on domestic violence for tonight? Tomorrow we're gonna do Swords in Hand. Friday we're gonna come back with Friday morning. We are going to talk about. Me now come up. Me have one solution for that. God says she's not coming up tonight. She has one solution for domestic violence. And if you all have been here for the entire chat, you know what that clock in her response, you know what that clock means. What you should know by now what that clock means. So I'm not going to tell you all what it means. Winsome say me a parrot, me chat too much. Oh my gosh, really, actually, guys, that's gonna treat me tonight. That's gonna treat me. Oh my God. Well, me, I must really parrot for you, but the parrot I go come off of the line right now, honestly speaking. The parrot is going to come off the line because finally, over there on the top, them just take me out of prison. We just come out of prison over there. So who knows? We might go over there later. Me not know. I might have some other things to do, to discuss, to talk about. Card me I have a discussion for have in a little bit. Yeah. See, then it's some if you have some water. Some if you have some water and keep talking to the water here. Mother say that nothing. Oh my God. Modest, me not even know where she at. Or she probably are doing homework. Probably doing homework. That's why I'm not see her. She probably in the background there listening, but not saying a word. But oh my God! But I am going. I am going now because I have some other things. Me can beg you some. Me have some other things that I'm going to have to do. So, guys, I want to say thanks to everybody who came into the chat, everybody who stayed in the chat, everybody who was a silent listener. Sincere gratitudes to my super chatter, Vanity Star TV, guys. Anybody here, everybody here probably should have Vanity already, but just in case, guys, you do not have Vanity Star TV, go on over there and support our sister. Go on over there and show her some love. Show her some love. Go on over to her channel, guys, because we know that that's how we are all going to grow. We support each other. It no matter who have more than you, it don't matter. We're still going to support everyone because none of us can do this by ourselves. It is the one cocoa them that full our basket that make we reach where we reach. And we're going to continue to get little one cocoa them to fill up the basket. So go on over, support our super chatter, Vanity Star TV. All right. There is Sister Winsome. Thank you, Sister Winsome, for coming in, my darling Sister Winsome, my accountant. Thank you so much. Card, thank you so much. Arelie's Delight. Arelie's saying good night to everybody. Good night, Arelie. It was a pleasure having you as always, my sister. Guys, if you have not connected with Arelie's Delight, please connect with Arelie's Delight. Arelie's channel is full of food. Go over there. Make sure you're hungry when you go over there. You go and leave with a belly full. My brother Joseph is somewhere in the place. My brother Oral is somewhere in the place. There is Sidonie from Sidonie Johnson and family. If you have not yet connected with Sidonie Johnson and family, please go on over there, my friends, and connect with Sidonie Johnson and family channel. Go on over there, guys. Run, run, run. Don't walk, run. Also, Vibes with the Thompson family was here as well. Go connect with Vibes with the Thompson family, my friends. If you have not yet connect with Vibes, go on over there. My sister Christine Stone was here as well. Who else was here? There are lots of other people here. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Let me see if I remember everybody. My sister Letitia from Letitia Elliott was in the place. Also, there was Antonique. Antonique was in the place as well. Maya was in the place. Clear your mind. I appreciate you, my love. Thank you so much for stopping by. My sister Mena from Mena Unstoppable was in the place as well. Thank you, Mena. Thank you, Mena, for coming in. There were lots of other people in the chat. Did I see Journey with Jackie Houston? I'm not sure, but guys, go ahead and connect with Journey with Jackie Houston. Go ahead and connect with Angie Hart. Go ahead and connect. Go ahead and connect with who else was here with a channel? There were lots of people here. Ted Kizzy, go ahead and connect with my sister Kizzy Unstoppable over there. Go and connect with Kizzy's Kitchen over there. Teresa was here. Thank you so much for having come in, Teresa. As always, thank you so much. There were several others in the chat. If I missed you, it was not intentional. If I missed you, my brother Wildrich was in the chat as well. Go ahead and support my brother Wildrich. He's now at 800 and some. Go ahead and support my brother Wildrich, my friends, and help him reach to the promised land. Also, I must tell you to support some other people as well. Go ahead and support my brother Overton, son of a king. If you have not yet connected with Overton, son of a king, go on over there and support Overton for me. Please, if you have not yet connected with We Unlock Nation, go on over to We Unlock Nation and support that channel as well. There's also my sister, the Amazing M&G channel. If you have not yet connected with the Amazing M&G channel, go on over and connect with the Amazing M&G channel. They are very, very close to the promised land. I think they have the bananas. They're doing watch hours now. So go ahead and support the amazing M&G channel. Also, there is MTC Kitchen. Go ahead and support my brother, MTC Kitchen. That's Michael over there, MTC Creative Kitchen. Go on over there and support Michael. Michael made a bomb jackfruit seed punch today that I tell you guys, I am going to replicate and I am going to show you on my channel. He said that it's supposed to be a front end lifter. It look like I can go drink that by myself, but we will talk about that. We will talk about that. My brother Crackers was in the house as well. Thank you so much, Crackers, for having stopped by. I sincerely appreciate you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Albert was here as well. Thank you so much, Albert, as always. Thank you so much for stopping by, and everybody else who was in the chat, the silent listeners. Thank you so much, guys. Go ahead, watch a video on my channel. Go ahead, continue watching the videos. I appreciate you all. I see my views are going up, and I sincerely appreciate it. Continue to watch my videos, guys, as I struggle to bring you edited videos. You all know it's true. There's no lying about it. There's no hiding from it. As I struggle to bring you edited video. I'm not a video editor, I'm a nurse. So I want to say thanks to you all who have continued to support my channel. I sincerely appreciate it. Let's live and let's live. All right, guys, don't forget, this is Trev from Trevessence, where your journey matters. We will talk again tomorrow. All right, guys, go ahead now and have yourselves a fantastic night, and see you all tomorrow.